Fourth Massachusetts resident has now died from Eastern equine encephalitis, and many Western Mass communities are still at high risk for EEE.
Western Mass News reporter Lindsay Kane has more on how local high schools are being impacted.
A man from Taunton in his 50s has died from EEE, marking the fourth death in Massachusetts from the mosquito-borne disease. Many Western Mass communities remain at high and critical risk levels for EEE. Agawam, where high school football games have been moved due to the risk, is now faced with a change in the team's senior game, which will now have a start time of 3:45.
We're kind of stuck with getting our games in before dusk. Most football games are played under the lights.
Agawam High School Athletic Director Dave Stratton tells Western Mass News that the threat of EEE is forcing a lot of changes in their school's athletic schedules, like the football senior game, making it harder for families to attend an afternoon game to see their children get their senior honors.
High schools have been moving their game times based off of a state regulation that says towns in risk areas have to be off the field by 6:15.
Comes through the mayor to the superintendent, down to me and the principals.
Stratton says for other sports, afternoon senior games are common, but for football, it is normally a game played under the lights.
I'm sure the kids would rather play a Friday night game. I know I would. It certainly impacts the whole environment. It's kind of nice to be under the lights on Friday night rather than on a Friday afternoon, but unfortunately, that's the hand we're dealt with the impacts of the EEE risk.
The EEE risk levels are also affecting revenue high schools make from football games. Since games are being played in the afternoon, fewer people are able to attend, which means less money from ticket sales. This affects the money that goes towards uniforms, equipment, and other costs. Stratton says he is trying to make the best of a bad situation and keep everyone safe. But he says he doesn't see a Friday night home game anytime soon.
It's really difficult to tell what's going to happen. I think we're going to need a pretty significant freeze to lift this risk. So I'm planning on scheduling day games right through the season.
In Agawam, Lindsay Kane, Western Mass News.